Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to Storytime with Miss Guzman. Today I'll be reading Junie B. Jones' Cheater Pants by Barbara Park. And the last time that we read, we saw that Junie B. Jones and her friends created a Sin Cane poem about being pals and working together. And she was just in a great mood because she was able to collaborate with her friends and create an assignment with them for a grade. So that was really fun, and we're going to find out exactly what they got. So chapter 8 is called A Plus Us. A plus! We got an A plus on our poem. Mr. Scary came right back to our desks, and he took his red pencil and he wrote an A plus right on top of our paper. "What a wonderful poem you guys wrote," he said. "I loved that." We jumped up and clapped for ourselves. It was the funnest morning I ever saw. And that is not all, because lunch and recess kept on being fun too. On account of when four friends are in happy moods together, life is a joy, I tell you. After recess, I hurried back to my room because I couldn't wait to see what happy assignment we would do next. I skipped in the room and looked at the board. And then boom, I came to a screechy stop. On account of the board had two terrible words on it. It said spelling test. And I forgot all about that dumb thing. That dumb test was supposed to be last Friday, and then it got put off till today. And so how was I even supposed to remember that last night? Because I was worried about my note, of course. My legs felt weakish and limpish. Very slow, I dragged my feet back to my seat. The desks were back to normal again. Herb was already sitting down. He turned around and looked at me. "What's wrong, Junie B?" he asked. "Don't you feel good?" I laid my head on my desk. "I forgot to study my spelling words last night," I said. "And now I'm going to be in trouble with Mother and Daddy again." I didn't whine. "This is the whole dumb problem with school," I said. "One minute you're all joyful and happy, and the next minute the joy gets flushed right out of you." Herb tried to make me feel better. "Don't worry, most of the words are easy this week," he said. He paused for a second. Sort of." I did another whine, because sort of does not mean really. In the front of the room, Mr. Scary was passing out paper. "Is everybody ready for our spelling test this week?" he said. He winked. "Since you had 4 extra nights to study, I'm sure everyone will get a perfect grade, right?" My stomach turned into a knot ball at that comment. Pretty soon, the test began. Mr. Scary pronounced the first spelling word, and he used it in a sentence. "Fox," he said. "The fox is running through the woods. Fox." I perked up a little bit, because I know how to spell fox, of course. I printed it very neat on my paper. F-O-X. "The next word is box," said Mr. Scary. "I keep all my toys in a box. Box." I sat up even perkier because, box is just as easy as fox. B-O-X. Mr. Scary smiled. "The next word is wood," he said. I would like all of you to do well on this test. Would. Just then, I stopped perking, because sometimes I get mixed up on that one. I wrote down some letters. W-O-O-D. And I crossed them out on account of that was the wrong kind of wood, I believe. I tried again. W-O-U-D. I shook my head. That didn't look right either. Finally, I covered my face and I did a groan. Shh, said May. Herb started to turn around to see what was the matter. Then he quick stopped himself, because no turning around during a test, of course. I looked at what I wrote some more. Then I strained my brain to try and remember how to spell it. Only nothing came to me. Finally, I did another groan. And that's when a miracle happened. My friend Herbert came to my rescue. First, he shifted a teensy bit in his chair. Then he moved his test paper to where I could see it. And he pointed to the word with his finger. My mouth came open at that lovely gesture, because I didn't even ask him to do that. Herb just gave that word to me, like a gift. I stretched my neck to see it better. And yay! As soon as I saw the word, my imagination got sparked. And I remembered the letter L perfectly good. I quick wrote it down on my paper. W-O-U-L-D. I was just in time. Boys and girls, she should not have done that. Remember what she had already learned about cheating. We're not supposed to be cheating. Mr. Scary was already on the next word. Peek, he said. I saw you peek. Peek. Just then, I sat in my seat very still, and I did a gulp, because I really thought he saw me peek. That's why. Only good news, I was wrong. On account of he didn't see me peek. He didn't. And besides, what I did this time was even bad, probably because Herb shared that word with me, just like we shared words for our poem. Finally, I did a little sigh, and I wrote peek on my paper. After that, I took the rest of the spelling test very perfect. And I put what happened right out of my brain. Sort of. And that's the end of chapter 8. So boys and girls, here we see that Junie B. Jones looks at Herb's paper because Herb showed her the answer for the test. And so they were both wrong. Sometimes your friends don't know the answer and you feel that you should help them, but you're not helping them by showing them the answers to the test. You're only making things worse. And then sometimes we are like Junie B. Jones, where we don't know the word and we want to see if anyone can help us. That's not good either. See, a test is to show what you know and what you don't know so that the teacher can help you with what you don't know. Okay, so that's why we get a test. A test is not so that you can get a bad grade, to say, oh, the teacher just wants me to get a bad grade. No, a test gives teachers information about where you are with the work. If you're not understanding something, then that lets the teacher know exactly where you need help, and so that the teacher can come in and support you and help you in that area. That's what tests are for. So Junie B. Jones obviously did not learn her lesson the first time she cheated. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen in chapter 9 because chapter 9 is the very last chapter. So we'll see what happens if she gets caught or if she realizes that she wasn't supposed to do that somehow. So we'll see. But in this chapter, we see that she did not learn her lesson because she cheated. Okay, so just remember that whenever you take a test, all you have to do is do your very best, and there is no point in looking at someone else's paper because then that's not really what you know. And the teachers want to know what you know so that we can better help you. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, boys and girls. Stay tuned to see what happens in the very last chapter. Okay, we'll see you guys. Bye-bye.